How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Timberborn, and welcome back to the Iron Isles. Things are going very well at the moment. There's not really any other way to describe it. We have so many golems now, it's kind of ridiculous. We have something like 30 golems with nothing to do. So our new district that you can see way off in the background has been a tremendous success, which is good. I wanted it to be. And it turns out it's actually 34 unemployed golems with 2 golem jobs available at the moment. So let's take a look and see where exactly they are. We can migrate some golems out that way. It's going to be District 3. So I think what I'm going to do is just send 10 golems down to District 3, and we're still going to have a bunch unemployed, but at the very least, it means that whenever golems break down in District 3, we'll have some golems to replace them. Now, you might have noticed I've done a little bit of construction out here since the last episode. This is a little something I just wanted to do. I got a little bit bored and wanted to play some Timberborn, so I built sort of a little floodgate thing. We're in the middle of a drought, by the way, you can probably tell. But I built this because I figured, I don't know, it's a way to keep water in this river. And so I'm going to do the same thing down here as well before we reach the massive open space for the water. And hopefully this will do something interesting. I don't know if it will. I would imagine that it might help this space remain flooded during a drought, but I'm mostly doing this because I can, if I'm completely honest with you. There's not really any other reason. Although we are probably going to see more issues with District 3 because obviously we're not really mining any scrap metal in District 2 anymore. We do have a little bit that we could get our hands on, but I don't really feel like there's much point in getting it right now because eventually it's going to go away and eventually the deliveries to District 3 will stop. So what we need to do essentially is figure out scrap metal deliveries or just metal deliveries to both District 1 and District 3, because District 1 does have some golems working a variety of jobs, and then District 3 is obviously completely built up of golems. So we have a couple of choices. We could, if we wanted to, start working our way over here and getting our hands on all of this metal, which honestly, I hate the idea of doing. I would just kind of prefer not to. And then the other idea would be to use this efficient mine, which is churning out a decent amount of scrap metal, to start moving scrap metal to the other districts and let them just smelt it themselves, because we're using all of that metal right up here in District 5. There is, however, I think another option. If we go into migrate population, there is a way to automatically migrate golems. I have no idea how to necessarily do this, but we could, in theory, move them out. So if we set a minimum, I have no idea how this works. I'm sort of gonna wing it, is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna say that they don't emigrate, they don't leave District 1 at any point. And we're going to say that the minimum number of golems in here needs to be 20, right? So in theory, District 1 is always going to accept new golems so long as there's 20 to cover the jobs. District 2 doesn't have golem jobs. District 3 has 63 golem jobs. So what we'll do there is say that the minimum in District 3 is 63. And so we should see golems get moved out to District 3 whenever there are jobs available. District 4 is fine, and then District 5 has 122 golem jobs, so we'll say minimum is 122. And so essentially we should see golems maybe move around automatically if that sort of works how I think it does. If the minimum is 122, then they won't emigrate from the district, but then if a 123rd golem gets made, they might. That's what I'm assuming. So we'll try out the automatic immigration, and then if all else fails, we do have a really good supply of scrap metal in District 5, so we could move that down there. And to be fair, I do want to take a look. Does District 3 have metal production? I don't remember. It does. So District 3 does have a smelter, so maybe we should just set up some exports from District 5, which doesn't actually have a delivery, whatever it's called. What's the thing called? Where's labor? There it is. a distribution post. At least I don't think it does. And yeah, no, this district doesn't have a distribution post. Its main export is its population. So yeah, we could probably do something with this. We have got a lot of golems in here not doing anything, so I guess we're going to build a distribution post. I just don't necessarily know where I'm going to build it. Although down here seems like it would be a really cool spot. So we'll try and get a distribution post here. It is worth paying attention though to the fact that this might not have, I mean, it says it has a connection. I think it's right at the edge of what this district can do in terms of connections. So this might not be an amazing spot for this thing, but we'll give it a shot. Hopefully it works out. We're getting all the platforms built. We'll get some levees built in there as well. And hopefully that'll be okay. Hopefully that'll work out. I'm also realizing that if I was to flood this space, it would be a way for water to get out of the map, which I wouldn't necessarily want, but it's definitely got me thinking about how I would flood that space. I'd probably just use a bunch of dynamite to cut a little river sort of through all of here, which I'm really tempted to do now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm suddenly really tempted to just use a massive amount of dynamite. We don't have a massive amount of dynamite, we only have 32 explosives, but it would, I don't know, man, I've not played with explosives all that much in Timberborn, so it's very, very tempting to start playing with explosives. Which is a sentence that's probably got me on a list now. But don't take that out of context. Just, look, I'm from Northern Ireland, really don't take that out of context, all right? Now, I do want to come back to this automatic migration thing for a second, because I realized that we have 12 unemployed beavers in District 1. We have 109 jobs or vacancies or whatever. Well, hold on. How many jobs do we have available? It would be 109, right? There's 109 workers. There's 12 not doing anything. So 109 would be the minimum number of beavers in that district. And then we have 55, I guess. So 52 workers, 3 vacancies. So we want to say 55 there. And we can see that has actually just automatically moved some beavers out of there to this district. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. So that should be all right. District 3, none. That's fine. District 9 has 9 workers and 7. So 16, I think, would be the minimum there. And so now if I sort of run the game, we do still have 2. We have 3 beavers not doing anything. We have 2. So hopefully they get moved around a little bit. And hopefully that works out. So hopefully now what we're going to see is beavers automatically moving to places where there are jobs. Because everywhere seems to be relatively self-sufficient. So it shouldn't be the end of the world. They should be able to go anywhere and survive there. So we should be all right. That should be fine. And I guess now we're kind of just waiting on the distribution post getting built up here, which needs a few more logs. Well, actually just 2 more logs and it's done. Lovely. Let's go ahead and say 8 workers. We can prioritize this building, and for a new route, we are just going to move scrap metal down to, we're going to be moving scrap metal down to District 3, which should be a nice and quick job. So let's see. We want to go scrap metal. And we want to set some limits on that because we don't want to run out. So we'll say our minimum is 500 and their maximum can be 500 as well. So that should be just fine. And that is about all we need to be moving down there. We could, and we probably should, look at moving some metal blocks into District 1 because they are going to run out eventually, which is not ideal. Which is also making me think that District 2's main purpose has kind of gone away now, hasn't it? I might actually look at connecting District 2 over here. I don't know if I have the range. I absolutely do have the range, actually. So, yeah, I think we do it. I think we connect this up. So what I'm going to do is mark these resources for demolition, and then go in here with a levee, and we'll go straight across with a couple of levees there. And then we'll just do, I could do some bridges. I have 59,000 science, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So if I wanted to, I could go and unlock these different suspension bridges and metal platforms. Honestly, I'm gonna. The metal platforms actually look kind of cool, and there's like a large one. So these are gigantic platforms held up by sturdy columns. They're sturdy, or they're solid, so you can build things on them. They're unique to this faction, apparently. They're very, very cool. They are very, very cool. And I can also build them. Oh, I can build them over. I can build them over plants. I can build them over engines. Oh. Oh, now hold on a minute. That's giving me ideas. Now it's 500 metal blocks to build this. So obviously it's kind of it's a longer term thing, right? But in theory, this would mean I could build like, you could build a bunch of engines to generate huge amounts of power and then cover them. So the power just comes up from underneath. And you could do the same in the water as well. Like I could take out everything we've ever built and just move it up above the water. So we have this giant lake. Oh. Oh man, this is giving me ideas. It's really giving me ideas. Let's go ahead and get these bridges as well, just because I absolutely can. And hopefully we can use these to get across here. So that looks like it's going to be 8. So if I did a suspension bridge like this and this, I mean, that looks kind of cool. It does need metal blocks to get built, which is going to be a problem because I'm pretty sure we don't have metal. Well, you know what? Maybe we don't use suspension bridges. It seems like that would be a bad idea in a district that has 4 metal blocks. So I'll tell you what, let's just use platforms for now. And maybe we'll swap it out for suspension bridges a little bit later on. And then what we can do at the end here as well is some stairs going in each direction. And I'm going to have to find a way to get beavers right up there. I guess that would sort of work. So something like that would give us access to a decent amount of this space, actually. We can do some stairs right there as well. And then I suppose what we can do is just mark this as a space to chop down those trees so that we can clear the island and then get access to the scrap metal. And obviously this isn't a long-term thing. This metal will go away eventually, but I'm kind of here for it. I'm okay with this. I think it's fine. I'm also realizing that what I can do is build a teeny tiny little lumberjack flag right about there. And that's how we're going to clear that island. So that'll be pretty good. That'll be a way to supply District 2 with more scrap metal so it can keep making metal and providing it to Districts 1 and 3. Which means District 3 is going to have scrap metal coming down here. Wait, does District 2 deliver metal to District 3? Or is it just scrap metal? It is both, actually, which seems a bit stupid. It also doesn't need to deliver metal to District... You know, hold on a minute. It doesn't need to deliver anything but water, really, to District 5. I mean, the deliveries are nice, but we don't really need them. And I think what we'll do is just say that it can deliver scrap metal to District 3. So that District 3 can make its own metal, or sorry, metal blocks. District 3 can make its own metal blocks, but it also gets a delivery of them is what I'm getting at. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's a thing what we can do. Now, while all that's going on, I do want to come back to District 1 and I want to use more of my science to get the temple, because the temple is going to help cheer my beavers up a little bit. So what I think we could do here, this is a 5x5 structure, is we could probably go and say, you know, clear a decent number of resources here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'd be 5. So we're going to need a little levee in there, but we could clear that out and we can build ourselves a temple right there that's going to cheer everybody up. It's going to be right next to where they live as well, which is probably a pretty big deal. So we'll go ahead and prioritize all of this to get it done nice and quickly. And then once that's all gone, like I said, we'll build a temple in there. It would be nice to get a carousel, but it uses 400 horsepower. The mud bath uses 50, so I'm not really wanting to touch on anything that needs power. Not yet, anyway. We could look at beaver statues as well. Honestly, I'm just going to unlock all of these because at this point we can. So we've got the different roof pieces. We've got the beaver statue, which honestly, as expensive as this thing is, the beaver statue seems like a really cool idea. It almost seems like it would be a cool idea to put it in the thing is, if I put it in the Golem districts, then nothing is going to happen because the Golems they don't get buffs from things that they like, right? But in a way, like in a lore sense, I think it would be interesting to be like, you know, the Golems built a statue to their creators, you know, before they wiped them out. Basically that. That would be my idea. But I think what we'll do is just put a couple of beaver statues. This can go up here. I kind of like the idea of a couple of beaver statues sort of just on these platforms. I think that's kind of cool. And it will give a nice aesthetic, you know, bonus to everyone in those areas. So that'll be good. We could do some fences as well, which I don't really feel like we need. We have different types of fence as well. We've got the metal one, which is very cool. We have the bell, which rings at the beginning and the end of a workday. That's very cool. I do like that idea. Again, I don't necessarily know where I'd put it though, but I do really like the idea. Maybe next to the, I don't know, next to this guy perhaps? It seems excessive. We'll start with that. We'll move on and we'll just place the temple for now. Because the temple, I mean, it's wait, must be built on ground only. Oh, I can't build it on top of a levee. I mean, maybe this is why we start looking into, well, maybe we do look into terraforming. I mean, dirt excavator, it's a heavy duty mining rig for collecting dirt. It's golem only. Then dirt piles, a reinforced container for holding mounds of dirt, ground only. A terraforming station employs golems which place terrain blocks. And then the terrain block itself is an artificial block of terrain built by a terraforming station. It's solid, so other buildings can be built on it. Okay, we're going to have to unlock all of this. And we're going to have to start learning about terraforming. So this thing is huge, for one. This is our dirt pile. This is the terraforming station. My question then becomes, oh, I'm going to have, oh no, am I going to have to build like excavators in each district? I think I might. I think that might be what we have to do, is build some excavators in each district and then have those powered by or run by golems. Interesting. Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put a terrain block there. And then I think what we could probably do is put the temple on top of that. So the temple's not going to get built until that terrain block is in there, which needs dirt. Oh, if it needs dirt, now hold on a second. Does that mean I could, in theory, set up a distribution route to District 1 that takes dirt down there? It does. Okay, so we don't need excavation. We don't need an excavation station in each district. We just need the dirt down there. Well, that makes life a lot easier. All right. So let's go into landscaping. We want the dirt excavator. It's 200 horsepower. So we're going to have to get one of these guys. No, well, one of these guys could power. Ooh. One engine could power two of these. Suddenly, I'm very, very interested. Now, I wonder, could I do, I could do a little, I can do a little bridge right there. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to try and put my dirt excavators up there. That seems a bit, oh, this is getting a little bit chaotic up here, but I'm kind of really enjoying it. I'm not going to lie. So I've got no idea what this layout is necessarily going to be. I'm going to have to change the stairs down here, I think, or, well, no, I don't have to change anything. We're fine. What we'll do is this, we'll do this, and we'll do a platform right there. And then we'll just have this path sort of, you know, go around like that, and that'll be just fine. So that's how they're going to get up to this, this bridge. And then what I want to do, assuming this is in range, is I want to go to landscaping. I want to get dirt excavators. These things are kind of huge. They are definitely kind of huge, but I'm hoping I can do, yep, I can do two of them just like that. So we'll have a path that goes, wait, do I need I need platforms to get up to those. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I didn't realize I needed platforms to get up there, but all right. I guess we can deal with that. So what we'll do is bring this this path around just like so. I'm gonna get some stairs, and we'll have platforms like this. So that's how you can get up to the excavators. This part through the middle, How do I connect? Do I have to connect? Oh, I bet I have to connect power to the front, like to the section. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to change this slightly, or, well, no, I don't. I don't have to change anything. Hold on. We can make this much simpler. We can go in, we can take out this. We can do a plan. I don't need to get fancy is what I'm getting at, because we can do the engine here and then just connect it down with a T intersection power shaft. So this is going to be the layout for the excavators, assuming that the golems can actually get there, which I'm sincerely hoping they can. So let's go ahead and do some prioritizing here, because I really want this all built. Although I don't think they're actually building anything else in this space, so it's not like it really matters. But we'll try and get that built as quick as we can. And then I guess in terms of storage, I can sincerely hope that they have access to this space up here, because if they do, that means I can go one and, ooh, that's a bit ugly. Hold on a minute. Well, can I get two of these guys up here? I can do one there. I can do one there. Okay. Let's do it this way then. We'll do a couple of things. Actually, we'll just do this. We'll do a whole bunch of dirt storage. And we might want to do some chargers up here as well, although that would require another... Oh, that would need another engine. Maybe we only do one of these. Maybe one of these would make more sense, and then we also hook up some chargers so that the golems up here don't have to go very far. Yeah, let's change this layout real quick. And so I think this will do the job right here. Now, I have gotten a little bit creative with the charging stations just because I really like the idea of using the power shafts as a form of a fence around the dirt excavator, but they are all still connected. They're getting power through the excavator itself, so that should be pretty cool. And that'll mean that the golems working here don't have to go down, you know, across the bridge and all the way down here to actually recharge. It also means that golems working up here might cross the bridge to recharge, but that's probably fine. That's probably not a big deal. I did have to do some work here. I'm not too sure how well or if these will get built at all, but I'm kind of okay with it. I think it'll be pretty cool. One thing that's not cool, and one thing that is bothering me though, is the fact that this district, despite being covered in maple trees, it still doesn't have enough trees at any time. It's regularly out of logs, which is wild to me. So I'm slightly tempted to try and irrigate some of this space so that we can grow more trees out here. Now, that is technically outside the range of the district, but I think if I was to put a forester in this space, they would just about have range. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. As a note though, this is what's going on with this thing, with this floodgate. It is at 0.5 on the sides. It is closed in the middle, and it's just there to slow the water down, to be completely honest. Similar here, these guys are 0.5 right now, and there's more of them that need to get built, and I have a feeling that's probably going to take a while because this district also needs to get some logs, and also because it's working on this over here. But I just think it's going to be cool. That's genuinely about the only reason I'm really building that, is because I just think it's going to be cool looking. You know, speaking of irrigating this space, I might do that thing I talked about wherein I use explosives to bring water down here. I just don't know if it's a very good idea, but I kind of want to try it. I kind of want to give it a go. So I'm going to build a floodgate, and I'm going to build a couple of levees right there, and I want that to be a bit of a priority. Now, it will take a while because we need logs for this, and apparently it's too far from a district as well, which I guess sort of makes sense. That might be a bit of a problem. Can I build you? This is too far from a district, but apparently I can build this. So that's good, I guess. I don't know if it's good. Regardless, basically what I need to do is figure out a path that we could take for some kind of river. Essentially, that's kind of what we're doing. So we're going to be taking water from up here and bringing it all the way down here, and there's a height difference, so that's something to be mindful of. And I think the best way to do this is going to be to, I suppose, go in and mark resources for demolition. So let's go here, And let's go. Do I want to hug the cliff? I guess I sort of do. So we'll do sort of that. We'll bring it underneath the path here. And then it can go. I mean, this isn't going to be needed anymore. We're going to be irrigating the space. So that could, in theory, go away. But I think we'll bring it under the path and then maybe just sort of straight down here. So it stays underneath the path for a little bit, which will obviously turn into platforms, which is it's gonna mess with these engines for a little bit. So that's gonna have to be a priority, I think, is blowing up all of this so that we can get the engines reconnected, which is fine. We can totally do that. This thing it's not being worked on. That's not good. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's cancel construction on these. We'll go ahead and prioritize taking out those trees. And we can start playing with explosives, basically. There's no going, well, to say there's no going back when I do this is a bit of a lie. I can just put levees in there and I can just get a little bit creative with floodgates and things like that. But even still, it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary playing with explosives. We only have 38 of them, well, 40 of them now. So we are limited in how stupid we can get here, but even so, I'm a little bit worried. What I think I will actually do, though, is go and say, let's delete those sections of path, which, can I not do that? Do I want to destroy the selected? Oh, I clicked no, that's why. Yes, I do want to do that. And then what I want to do is go in here and place a whole bunch of dynamite, which is going to blow up those buildings. It's going to blow up the engines. You've got to be okay. Okay, we're going to have to do this differently then. We're not blowing up the engines. That is 100% not an option. So what we'll do is get rid of you, and we can go back in with explosives and get rid of you. So we're just going to follow this corner. So this bit of path is going to be disconnected, which is fine. This guy's no longer connected to the district. It's not a huge deal. And it means that these trees are also going to go away. So let's go ahead and prioritize that. Let's reconnect the path just for now. And that'll be all right. We can make this work. Oh, now this is a bit of bad news. It turns out that this engine is in fact too far away from the district center, which means that the dirt piles are also going to be too far away from the district center. That sucks. This would have been such a cool little space. It really would have. I mean, it still can. I have a feeling that the stairs will probably connect the dirt excavator. I have a feeling that maybe working on these will connect things, but I don't think there's any magic way that we're going to, I don't think there's any magic way that we're going to connect all of this to the district without I mean, that's a pretty long section of path right there. We could maybe build something down here as just a giant staircase, but I'm not too sure. The engine, regardless, is just not connected, so I mean, we could probably turn it around, or we could just move it down here. And if we move it down here, what we can actually do is get rid of one of the chargers and just connect it that way. So we've got some options for sure. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's make some changes. I don't love that we have to do this, but we're gonna get rid of you guys. We're gonna get rid of you guys, and we're gonna have to get rid of the engine as well, which really sucks. That really sucks. I don't like doing that. But the engine is gone. So we have all of this. And what we can do, I suppose, is go to power, go to engine, and we can just build something. We can build something here, really, if we really wanted to, which is kind of the choice that we have. That's not going to work, though. So the engine's going to go. Well, actually, the engine kind of needs to go here. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. Put the engine right there. We'll go ahead and connect a path right here, and that'll be all right. Power is going to come out at a right angle. It is going to be elevated and then lowered back down. And then what we can do is just sort of run it across here into a T junction. So it's a little more complicated than it needs to be. We could simplify this quite considerably, but I like this. I think this will be fine. So we'll do that. and that'll be all right. We'll see if it works. We will certainly see if that ends up working. Now, you know what's interesting, completely unrelated to all of this construction? We have 44 unemployed golems. Only 8 of those are in only 8 of those are in District 5, which has me wondering what's going on with my population elsewhere, because I've not been paying attention. So District 1 has 17 unemployed golems. District 3 has 19. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if we might want to slow down golem production in me other districts. It might not be a bad idea to slow that down a little bit. Let's pause that assembler. And you know what? We'll pause that assembler as well. I think we can maybe stockpile resources a little bit rather than having 48 unemployed golems. It's cool having them. I love having them. I kind of find it funny that this district doesn't even have that many golems compared to the other. Well, it has a lot. There's, what, 137 golems in District 5, but yeah, most of those are employed. Now, in other news, the connection out to the scrap metal here in District 2 is done. We've also got some forestry going on, or some, I guess, tree chopping, wood cutting. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes, tree chopping's the first thing everyone goes to rather than wood cutting. We've got some tree chopping going on out here, and we've got a couple of scavenger flags due to be built as well. So shouldn't be too long before we see all of this stuff getting taken away and turned into metal, which will be absolutely fantastic. This thing is coming along as well, which is pretty good to see. I'm actually going to go ahead and lower. Actually, these guys are already at 0.5, so that's fine. By default, floodgates is 0.5, no big deal. And then up this way, we've placed a bunch of explosives because of course we have. Let's go ahead and blow some of them up. And that gives us a nice little channel through the terrain. Let's go ahead and blow these guys up. Let's blow these guys up. Let's blow this one up. And then what we can do is go and place another bit of dynamite right about there. We'll go ahead and prioritize that guy so we can clear out that little corner. And we'll go ahead and detonate you as well. And then what I need to do is I need to go and delete this path. And then I need to place a bunch of dynamite along that path so that we can go ahead and demolish all of that as well. And then the only thing left to do is essentially, well, get rid of you, I suppose. Oh, the game's auto-saving. Yeah, I want to get rid of that path, and I want to blow that up is what I want to do. So we'll go ahead and prioritize placing that. These guys have been placed, so we'll detonate. This guy will hopefully get placed in no time at all, which means we can hopefully detonate there as well. And then these guys are getting built in as well. This is either going to be amazing or a total disaster, and I just don't know which one, and that kind of makes me really excited. So we're gonna see we're gonna see what happens is what we're gonna do. I do think I should place a bit of dynamite in there though. Just looking at this, I think a bit of dynamite right there might be a really good idea, just to get that water to fall a little bit sooner before it floods everything. So hopefully that works out. We'll go ahead and detonate there, and that makes me a little bit more comfortable. I'm okay with that. So these guys are connected. This has all been placed, so detonate all of it. We now have the channel. We just need to, detonate 2 more sections. So you need to go away, and this needs dynamite, which needs to be prioritized. And then the big deal is this one. So this is the point of no return. This one right here. That's the big deal. That's that's the one that has me really nervous, because that's the one that gets the water flowing. So yeah, this could be good, this could be bad. I don't know which one it's gonna be, not yet. But actually, interestingly, it's already placed. So oh man, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know about this. I really don't, but we're doing it. There we go. So the water, I've paused it on purpose because I want to put this in here so I can watch the water. All right. So the water's flowing. And as long as it doesn't flood everything, we're kind of okay. So thus far, it's not flooded, which is good. And it just seems like it's flowing. Okay, well, that's huge. It might drain the water in here, though, which would be a bit of a problem. But that... No, it's just filling that entire space. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool, man. I'm really pleased with this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually quite pleased with this. I'm really, really pleased. Man, I wasn't expecting that to work. Okay, this can go away. I'm not really too worried about that water because it's just gonna go into the little river. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I'm so happy right now. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm really, really, really pleased. Okay. Let me plant some maple trees just in here. And what's the range on you? The range is up to there. All right. Let's plant some maple trees up to here. And we did lose a forester. So let's get a lumberjack just there. And that'll be great. That's I'm so pleased with that. It's not flowing perfectly. It could be better. But it's a little river. We got a little thing going. Oh, that's so good. I'm so pleased right now because I've never done this before. I know this is tiny. Like, this is nothing compared to the things that some people build, but I like it. It's the first, I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've ever actually played around with dynamite like that. So that's got me really pleased. Good news is this thing is actually going to be connected to everything, which is lovely. And power is a non-issue. We actually have someone working there already. So we are just waiting on a bunch of gears. And then this thing will be up and running, which is slightly terrifying. Actually, what we should probably do is prioritize these 2 charging stations to make sure that power actually runs through there. We also have a little power shaft under there that we don't need. So yeah, that'll be kind of important as well. But this is good. This will be exciting. And then we just need storage for dirt, which I hadn't really thought about. Okay, I don't really know where that's going to be. I don't want it to be miles away. I'm wondering, I mean, I could probably put it up here, right? So what if I was to say, you know, give me some stairs, give me obviously a little path that connects those. And then every 3 is dirt storage. So we could do, if I go to landscaping, dirt piles, 1, 2, and if I put a bit of dynamite there, I could do 3. So that would work. It's not the end of the world, really, to do it that way. So yeah, we'll do some dynamite there. That'll be dirt storage is what that'll be. So I should probably explain that this space down here, I do still kind of want to put some trees in there. So I'm probably going to have to do either more dynamite to make a second channel through here, a very, you know, direct channel for the water to go to, or I can use levees to sort of block off a space. The problem is that, well, basically we're kind of at the edge of the district down here. So the only thing I can do in theory would be to build a, well, actually, hold on a minute. I might have an idea. If I was to go 1, 2, 3, and I was to put a district gate there, bulldoze you, and then reconnect this, in theory, I could put a forester right here. In fact, if I just move this district gate along 1 more, it's right there. Does that still have coverage? It does. So in theory, I could build a, let's see, wood. I could build a forester right here. Now, obviously, his coverage is pretty terrible right now, but if I give him some stairs, he's got all this space down here, which is kind of what I'm thinking I might do. I kind of like this. I think this could work. I mean, it might not. It might be a terrible idea, but I'm gonna try it. So, long story short, we'll give him, you know, a flight of stairs with access down to this lower level. I don't really need to use platforms for this. It probably would make more sense to not use platforms, but we'll use them anyway. And then I want to see, once this is all built, what the actual coverage Oh, building those stairs might be a little difficult. I didn't think about that part. Although, there is an alternative. There is an alternative. Hold on a minute. I might have a better idea. There might be an alternative to my stair plan. Give me some dynamite. I'm about to start using this for everything. Because honestly, this right here just works. So that's how this guy can get down into all of that space, which is still not ideal. I would have liked to use more of the space, but it works. It definitely works. The only issue is that I don't know how to do this. So basically I need to lower the water down further, right? I need a dedicated little channel going through here. But I think to do that, I would need a dedicated district in this space that has access to all of this, because the golems are only going to go so far. So this is cool. This actually gives us coverage all the way down here as well, which is still a pretty big deal. And if I wanted to, I could probably get coverage to the upper spaces as well. In fact, I think what I'll do is go in and say, you know, maybe we should be planting a bit of, you know, maple out here, because we absolutely can. This guy can do that. But using this space might be slightly trickier. So I might hold off on this. I might sort of go to the drawing board with it, and then we'll figure out what to do with this, because this is cool. I like having this little river. I just don't want to screw it up. So we'll give it a minute on that one. In other news, though, this thing is coming along very nicely. It needs, what, 14 more gears, and then we're going to have a dirt excavator up and running. The storage is already built. And so basically, we're getting to be in a pretty good spot. Pretty soon, we're going to be able to start moving that out to other districts, and then we can terraform and build the temple that we wanted all the way down here in District 1. In fact, we should probably prepare District 1 for the dirt, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Terraforming station. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, this thing doesn't need horsepower, doesn't need power. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It is golem only though. So, I mean, that's not really an issue. Let's just build it maybe on that corner, maybe build it down here. I could build it anywhere. Again, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where I build it. I can put it anywhere. So yeah, let's just put it, I guess, in this corner. I think that'll be a nice spot. It is going to be slightly less. Well, you know what? We did get rid of all this food for the temple, so let's not do that. Let's not get complacent. Let's not get carried away with the idea that we just have infinite resources. What we'll do instead is just build some platforms right here, and that is where the terraforming station can go. So it's going to live right about there. And then what we can do is go to District 1, go to migrate population, and then we want to say that we want a minimum of 24 golems, because this thing has room for 4 workers. So that'll be good. That'll be just fine. It's a lot of treated planks. Ooh. This district is making treated planks, I think, but I also think we might be moving them. Yeah, we're moving them to District 5. So let's stop doing that. And it also needs metal blocks, which I think we're getting from District 3, maybe? Are you? No, we're not. Are we getting them from District 2 by any chance? Metal blocks to District 1. Yeah, we are. Okay. So let's pause golem production in District 1 so that we stop using... Actually, what would be much easier is to just pause the power output right there, because that will stop everything in this island. And I think that's okay. I think we can probably sort of get away with that. And that way we'll stop consuming as many metal blocks, and those metal blocks can go towards the terraforming station, which is going to take a while to build, but that's totally fine. And then actually, we also probably want a dirt pile somewhere, so... we might have to get rid of some farming for that one. We might have to get rid of this little section of farming here. I don't love the idea of doing that. I don't, but I think we will. So let's go demolish, mark resources for demolition, these guys and these guys. Let's put a path in that corner, I suppose. So we'll delete this path. We will prioritize all of this. And we'll have 2 dirt piles in here, which I think will be just fine. That's probably going to be more than enough. I don't know how much terraforming I'm actually going to do, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's actually mark this guy as well. Oh, now this thing is very cool. This thing is very cool. I like it a lot. There's only one issue, and the issue is that this charging station isn't actually reachable, so we're gonna have to go ahead and get rid of pretty much all of this, which is fair enough. We didn't need it, it wasn't essential, so we'll go ahead and just sort of clear all of the excess out. And yeah, this thing is really cool. It's just really, really cool. I like it a lot. So we've got dirt, and the dirt is being moved over to the dirt stockpiles. We actually have a lot of dirt already, so I have to imagine that terraforming takes a lot of dirt. That would make sense. Good Lord. Okay. That's really, that's really exciting, man. I'm not gonna lie. So basically at this point, we need this thing to get built. We need these guys to get built, but they use a lot of metal blocks. So we'll prioritize one of them. We'll prioritize this guy. And hopefully that means that this district can, in hopefully not very much time at all, get some metal blocks. Although, like we already know, the metal blocks are coming down from District 2, which doesn't have a lot of metal blocks. So we might be waiting a while for the temple to get built. But this does feel like this feels like a lot of progress. I feel like I've made a lot of progress. The last episode took like 5 hours to record. This one is a little bit less than that, but it feels like a lot of progress, and I'm very happy about it. I'm also worried that this thing might have like a finite depth to it, which is concerning, because if it does, then eventually this thing's going to be useless. But I don't know, if it digs a massive pit into the ground, that might also look really cool. So I don't know. I don't know. I like it. I like that we have dirt piles as well. There's something about that just seems right. Oh, now, interestingly, all of this automatic migration that we've been doing is not really working. There's 17 vacancies across the entire colony, with 13 of those being in District 4. Now, District 4, we have to remember, is the sort of holdover district. So I'm almost wondering if we should just move beavers out of here, since we're not really we're not really using it. We're kind of using it. We kind of had it set up to make, or to move gears out, I guess. We could potentially set it up to move logs out. It doesn't have any storage of its own, but moving logs out of here, actually moving logs out of here to District 5 wouldn't be a terrible idea. It probably, I mean, we need workers for it, but I think we'll try and set that up, because it can just be a dedicated space to support District 5. Right, so we'll do something like that. We'll do logs, and I don't think there's going to be a limit on that. So yeah, that's fine. They have a maximum of 100. We'll do a maximum of 250, and that'll be all right. We'll see how that goes. It might take a bit, but we'll see what happens. Also, we do have a drought at the minute, and this is what I was kind of looking for with this space. We do have water just sort of sitting in here. We also have water sitting in here, which is interesting. This space obviously drained out, but yeah, this is all kind of what I was looking for. There's not really any purpose to this. It's mostly just because I could, and I think it looks cool. So that's the thing that we've done. In other news, the terraforming station is about halfway done with its metal blocks. It's completely done with its treated planks. The dirt piles almost have all of their planks as well. So we're not too far away from being able to actually terraform and build the temple. But I think what we're gonna do, oh, this thing has gotten lower. Oh, I'm really worried about this thing. I feel like there might be a limit on how low this can go. Oh boy. I don't like that. Anyway, I think what we can go ahead and do is leave it there for today. I'm really happy that we've got excavation going on. Terraforming is just around the corner. We've got automatic migrations going on. We're controlling the water a little bit more. Things are developing quite nicely. And I think we're probably getting towards the end of the Iron Isles. I know I said I wanted to take over the map, and I know I said I wanted to replace every beaver with a golem, but I feel like we're getting to a point where we've sort of done everything there is to do. There's still a lot of big buildings. There's a temple and there's monuments and things like that to build, but the process of actually replacing every beaver with a golem is not going to be all that exciting. It's kind of just sit there and wait and then migrate a golem, make sure it has wood so it can recharge. It's not an exciting process. So what might end up happening is that we'll kind of like wrap up the series, and then there'll be like one more video that's a super like choppy, like here's a bunch of clips of the process of replacing every beaver with a golem. It'll be like a 10-15 minute thing rather than like a, you know, 30, 45, 60 minute let's play episode. No promises that we're doing that, but that's maybe how we'll do it. Maybe I'll stream it and then turn that into like the video where we do replace every beaver. So, you know, make sure you're following twitch.tv/ConflictNerd, because that's where that would be if that were to happen. And I do stream occasionally. I don't stream as often as I'd like. That's something I'm trying to fix and planning to fix in the new year. I have been streaming the new Need for Speed recently. I know that's not Timberborn or relevant in this video, but it's been kind of fun. It's alright. So, you know, follow the live stream channel. There you go. That's my plug for this video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.